Hey everyone! In this video I am going to be reviewing the Clarins Skin Illusions Mineral and Plant Extract Natural Radiance Liquid Foundation. I've used this for a couple of weeks now, I think, and I've had a few requests to do a more thorough review on this. So firstly, the product itself, it is mineral based. It has an SPF of 10 and it's meant to give you this glowy complexion. It also says that it's medium coverage, but I find that it's more light to medium. Um, it was 23, I think £24 in the UK. You can get it from any Clarins counter, and it comes with a pump lid, which is good. It's more hygienic, and I hate the ones where you pour out because there's a lot of wastage. And it comes in quite a heavy glass bottle. What I think of this product is, like I said, I think it's a light to medium coverage foundation, and it's not really buildable because I found that when I tried to build upon it, it got quite cakey. Um, However, I really like this foundation. Before this, I've been using either the MAC Mineral Liquid Foundation or the MAC Studio Fix Liquid Foundation, and I found that with the mineral one, it didn't have much staying power, and with the Studio Fix one, it was quite a heavy coverage for, I found, for everyday use. So I just wanted something that looked quite natural, that didn't break me out, which I found that the MAC Studio Fix one does, and also gave enough coverage to lighten or to partly cover some of the scars I have, but I didn't need it to have a full coverage every day. And I found that this foundation gave me that. It didn't break me out at all. Um, what I found out is that once I've applied it on, after a couple of minutes, it sank into my skin and gave a matte-ish finish, but it wasn't dry, it wasn't cakey if I didn't build it up too much, and it gives me a nice glow, a nice natural finish, which is what I wanted from this foundation. The only thing that bothers me is the SPF. It's only an SPF 10. Really, when I look for a foundation, I look for something with at least an SPF 15, which is what is recommended. But then again, I can see why they did that, because I know the higher the SPF, the more um, oilier a foundation can get, and it doesn't really give a good photo finish when someone takes a photo of you. I find that the higher the SPF a foundation has, the more flashback, I don't know if that's the right word, you get. So you sort of get this oily, bright, white look in a photo. So I can see why they didn't up the SPF. But anyway, um, I am a MAC NC25 and I bought the Sand 08. I would say if you're wanting to buy this, is to get a few samples in different shades, because the shade that closely matches the NC25 is probably Honey. But I found that using that one, yes, it matched my MAC shade, but it didn't give me the complexion I wanted. I didn't, I just looked a bit dull, I just looked a bit dark, um, and it just didn't look right on me. And if I had tried that shade first, I probably would have given up that foundation. But before that, I had the nude and also the sand, and the nude was definitely too white. So anyone that's like NC 25 or above shouldn't try that at all. Even if you're NC 20, that still might be a bit too white. But I found with the sand, um, it's slightly lighter than my MAC foundation, but it made me look a lot better. I looked a lot more awake. My skin just looked more radiant. It looked brighter, and overall, I just think that I looked better with this shade than I did with the honey one. Just show you, this is the sand. This is the one I've got. Again, my lighting is bad and I don't know how well you see this, but I also have a sample of the honey as well, and I don't think there is much between them. Right, the top one is honey and the bottom one is sand, and there's not much between them. The sand is obviously slightly bright, slightly paler, a little bit, or slightly more yellow. But like I said, this one, the sand, just looked better on me. So if you're going to get this foundation, I would say ask them for sample sizes, just some samples of different shades. And if you can, get maybe 2 sachets of each shade, because you do need to have a good try before buying it, I think, because I'm not sure in other countries, but in the UK you can't just return foundations because they're the wrong shade. So I found I've wasted quite a lot of money just buying shades at the spur of the moment and then realised they just didn't match at all. Um, so what else? Let me think. Like I said, it does last a full day. I've had this on for a full day before, but bear in mind I also use a primer before a foundation, and I also use the finishing powder on top. And using it for a full day, I would probably have to maybe blot once, pushing it twice depending on the weather, but with the cool weather, probably just the once. And this is me in Hong Kong that I'm talking about, so it's been quite warm here, and I've only really had to reblot maybe once during the day, or repowder once during the whole day that I've been out. So like I said, if you're looking for a natural finish, something that will make you look brighter, something that makes your skin more radiant, and you don't require a full coverage, then I would definitely recommend this. Because even though it doesn't have a full coverage, and on days when I need a bit more, I just use a concealer, this I really like using this foundation. It's just really easy to put on. It's more watery than the Studio Fix, and like I said, it hasn't broken me out, and I have really, I wouldn't say sensitive, but my skin reacts very quickly to products that doesn't agree with it, and this hasn't broken me out at all. So, like I said, I highly recommend this. Um, if you're looking for a natural finish, then go for something like this. So I hope that was useful to you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or any more requests, then drop me a message, and I'll see you next time. Bye!